Ankrolab Brewing Company is one of a few breweries that has popped up in the Southwest Florida area recently. With an expansive outdoor patio and a cool and eclectic indoor space, this has quickly become one of our favorite spots in Naples. It's obvious they're passionate about their beer here, but have you ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes before that cold brew ever hits your lips? Stay tuned to find out. They say that their passion begins with beer's most important ingredient, water. But we think it starts with its owner, Adam, sort of a mad scientist of brewing. He grew up in the area and has been thoughtfully taking in all the flavors that make our state great. Now, having the opportunity to tell his story through his brews, he's going to show us around the lab and give us a lesson on what goes into making one of summertime's favorite beverages.
All right, so welcome. What we do differently here starts with our water, and our whole process begins with the water. The entire intake of the building goes through a giant carbon filter right there. It's good for about 1 million gallons. So from there, which is your best drinking water, as you'll see a little bit later, we go over to this other side over here. So from that carbon stripped water, this is where the real magic happens. This is where we strip everything. I mean all of the total dissolved solids out of our water to make our brewing water, which moves over into the brewing section.
This is Ankrolab's crown jewel, the secret ingredient that allows your taste buds to transport you through space and time. While all the buttons and knobs might look overwhelming, Adam assured me that all the beer nerds will know that this machine going down to 6 is really cool. So feast your eyes, beer nerds. Now it's time to see if our discerning palates can taste the difference that this water refining system produces. Adam set up a little tasting for us of the carbon filtered water, the reverse osmosis water, and of course, Naples' finest.
So we'll start here, if I could get everyone's cups. Now this is from our 8-stage reverse osmosis. It actually is deionizing the water, so it won't conduct electricity. Put a little in it that you're really not supposed to drink it straight up. It'll strip your minerals from your body.
Like distilled water.
Exactly. It tastes like nothing. Really, literally nothing. Yeah. You give it a couple minutes, your mouth will dry out.
I feel it dry out.
It's pulling all the salts from your mouth to get to a neutral chemistry standpoint. So that is what we do for 100% of our beers. We start there. This is what our drinking water is, which then is also the ice machine uses this. Watch your hands. And this is the carbon filtered water. This is our base.
Okay, so it tastes like water.
Still lovely. Yeah, if you get really good bottled water at the store.
I can drink that all day.
And then what it starts at.
So this is the Naples tap water.
This is tap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Terrible, right? So every single month we get the data from the county to learn what we need to strip out and change our equipment. So from this, since it has nothing in it, we'll recreate a water profile, for example, Osaka, Japan, to lend itself to a beer that we're making, whether that be a flavor, a mouthfeel, a yeast health that's required. We do all of that from the base of the water.
But what comes after all the water gets purified? Let's go to the back and find out. Here's where the magic happens. I hope you're excited because I know Garrett is.
So, where did your passion for brewing, begin?
Sure, so I've always loved beer, and I've always loved craft beer. It's the whole world of you can make whatever you want. You have a mango, for example. We can make a beer that tastes like that before we put the mango in it.
Right.
So it's been always a passion, and it started at home, as it would, and then it grew into this.
There you go. I mean, I see a lot of people try and brew at home and everything, and It's really cool that a lot of people can just kind of put their own flair on it. But it's really great that it's kind of turned into something like this.
Oh, absolutely. And I love homebrewers. I'm still a member of a homebrew group.
Exactly. It's like art. It's relative.
Exactly.
It's relative to what they think.
In my opinion, beer is art.
Yeah. Well, it is art. Yeah. It's drinking art. So where do you find your inspiration for new beers?
Oh, what a great question. So it could be from anything. From strolling down the park over at the Botanical Gardens, our neighbors over there, to having a grain that comes from Belgium, right here. So we'll start with that, and then we'll tinker, we'll decipher it, put it in our chemistry lab right over there, and we'll figure out what we want from that product itself. And that could be from going to Fifth Ave and having a wonderful meal to making a vinaigrette to pair with mussels from the beer. For example, our cherry lime sour was from growing up in Naples. I would always go to the Sonic right over there and get the cherry limeade. So I needed a beer that tasted like that, and I think we nailed it.
Do we have that now?
We do.
That sounds delicious.
We do. It's on right now.
All right, sounds good.
Enjoy.
I'll be having that soon.
You should.
So did you go in with the intent of making a high alcohol?
Oh, yes.
Right, okay.
Yes. Our strongest beer is the Belgian Quadruple, which is your classic Belgian quad. It is staggeringly easy to drink for a 10.7. And in that, we're recreating Antwerp's squatter profile. Only using grain from Belgium, the yeast is from Belgium.
A lot of people can be, intimidated by beer because there's so many different selections. How would you, start a brand new beer drinker out? What would you start them out?
Sure, so we would always start at the beginning.
Right.
What flavors do you like? What cocktails do you like? Why do you like them? Do you want something that's sweet? Do you want savory? Do you want sour? Do you want tart? From there, we'll dial in your preferences, give you a couple samples, and then go from there.
Now that we got our science and history lesson, let's move on to the next step. All the beer gets chilled to a crisp 37 degrees once it's ready for your enjoyment. We're going to move outside to enjoy 4 of Adam's favorites. Which one would you try first?
All right, everybody, so we are going to jump into what I think everybody's the most excited about, which is the tasting, right? Like, we saw how it was made and the chemistry, and I think the care that you put into every beer is really important, but now we get to see kind of how that comes to life. So, Adam, tell us what the first beer is that we have here.
So this one is probably the most special to me. I made this for my wedding, actually. This is a Japanese rice lager called AK Squared. And it is super crisp, very easy drinking. We're using actually an experimental hop in it that tastes like green tea and pear.
Ooh,
so
I love pear.
Please try it. It's very crisp, very light, very refreshing.
So I know with wine it's kind of customary to sip. You normally, sniff. Do you sniff your beer before you drink it? Yeah, sure.
Do what you want. There's no wrong way. Beer's relative.
Wow, that's really good. Especially in this hot day. Oh, it's super
Very
light.
refreshing.
It's carbonated, but not like super. And I definitely get the pear in the, even though there's no wrong way to drink it, I'm definitely getting the pear in the aroma, but that is incredible.
Yeah.
This would be great if you were out on a boat.
Or when we have our sushi truck here.
Or when you have the sushi truck. Yeah, this is good. I love that. And what's the name of it again?
AK Squared.
AK Squared. Because that's your initials.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm paying attention. Yeah. Very good. I like it. Nice. All right, so tell us what we have next.
This is our newest brew. This one is called Mangrove Juice. This is a double New England IPA. So I'm going to like this. One of my personal favorites at this moment.
Okay.
This is a super hazy, super juicy, almost 8% alcohol, beautiful beer. And we're using hops in this that are from Serbia.
Ooh, Serbian hops. So tell me, Adam, because I'm not the beer expert, and I think we're probably going to be 50-50 at home. I think when people hear IPA, they think of something maybe that's going to be a little bit more bitter on their palate, or a little bit stronger. Do you think that's true of all IPAs?
That is not. So in New England, their hoppiness is there, but it's more of a juicy aromatic experience where that bitterness, the perceived bitterness, is not quite what you would think an IPA normally is.
Okay. So where do you think this falls on the spectrum?
Juicy, not bitter.
Juicy. Okay, here we go. Juicy mango IPA.
Even the mouthfeel will be juicy.
Yeah.
And you taste that strawberry hint.
Yeah, it's like
no strawberries in it, but the hops bring that mixed berry note.
it's a gorgeous.
It's like slightly sweet almost, without being like sugary, I guess you could say.
After the COVID shutdowns, we all have a higher tolerance. So
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
get more
That's true.
noisy.
You've been training for this very moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Very good.
It's a tough job.
But somebody's got to do it. All right, so walk us through what we're going to get on this one.
So this is a sour.
Okay.
This is a kettle sour is the type, which means that it's soured in the kettle. Not very exciting. This one is a cherry lime sour called Fairy Query. This is the one that was from my childhood, getting cherry limeades over at Sonic, a half mile right over there.
There you go, yeah.
So this will be a lime forward beer, a bit tart, like you would biting into a lime, with a nice sweet cherry finish.
Okay. I'm excited about this. Cherry limeade says summertime. Ooh, it is sour.
Next to a beer. Next to a
Wow.
I love this.
Very
nice?
citrusy.
Similar acidity to most sodas that you would drink.
These are one of the ones I can't drink fast, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, it hits your mouth and it's a bit of a burst of tartness.
It's a kick.
I don't know that I've ever had a sour.
But it's not like turning the screws
No, it's
in the
not.
back. Yeah.
No, it's just like...
I've had it before, and I've never been a huge fan of them, but this is like, the flavoring of it is like, it's really, really good.
I've converted a lot of non-sour drinkers with this.
Yeah, this is really good.
It almost kind of makes you like, you know, snap your tongue there a little bit.
Exactly.
You know?
Smack your lips.
Yeah. Very good.
You want to start with that for the last question?
Yeah, so as we go into our last tasting, why don't you tell us where the name Ankrolab comes from?
Sure. So this story starts with lawyers. We were denied 10 different trademarks of different names, and eventually my attorney said, you have to come up with something, just make something up. So we went to our process. What makes us us? And that is, of course, as we said, water. So A and K are my initials. Reverse osmosis is water, and then we build that water back up in our lab here.
Oh,
so it's
that's
our water
so
lab.
cool. I love that. That's awesome. And it's very much like you, even in the logo, sort of like geometric and sciencey.
We have one logo that is shorthand, the chemistry formula for ethanol.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
The alcohol that's in the beer.
I love that.
Science.
You're so thoughtful.
We do our best.
Yeah.
So this is our dry Irish stout. This is the 4-leaf crusher. And it is an ultra drinkable dry stout that is delicious. And this version is on nitro.
Ooh, I like that.
Super dark. You can't see through this.
This is for your Guinness drinkers.
And see, I'm not a huge stout guy, but this is a. I like Guinness, and few and far between, but like. It tastes
Yeah, see, I don't really care for Guinness, and I think the thing that I don't like about it is it almost feels like syrupy, like on your palate, where this is light, but it tastes dark. You get like the chocolatey sort
it
of
has
notes.
that rich, malty, roasty flavor, but still finishes dry.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes with the darker beers, you can't have that.
Especially on a very warm day like
Like today.
Yeah. This isn't a
We're
pool
sweating
drink.
beer. Yeah. No,
This
this
is
is fantastic. This might convert people that don't think they like dark beer into maybe exploring some other dark options.
I hope so.
This might do that for me as well.
Yeah, this is great.
Good.
Very nice. You good? Yeah.
No.
All right, Adam. Well, my gosh, thank you so much for having us here today. I think if I've learned anything, it's that beer is not beer. There's a lot that goes into historically where it came from that translates into the flavor and even the humor of the brewmaster that makes it. If you haven't been to Ankrolab yet, you've got to check this place out. Every single beer is better than the last. Like I've said, I'm not the biggest beer drinker. That's why we have Garrett around.
Exactly.
But if you think you don't like beer, you've got to come to Ankrolab and you've got to give it a try. And if you think that you do like beer, then if you haven't been here and if you haven't brought a growler home with you, then you're missing out. So swing by whether you have 48 hours in Naples or if you live here. And bottoms up.
Cheers.
To you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. This place has everything. A dog-friendly patio, daily food trucks. The day we visited, we got to try some Indian Latin fusion. That was awesome.
Just dip, dip.
And of course, ice cold beer. Whether you stop by for a pint or take a growler to go, you will not be disappointed. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel, thumbs up this video if you love beer science, and comment down below with which brew you want to try.